What's up, Niner fam? My name is JT Magnum, and welcome to Niner News. I apologize for the long delay on making videos. I had pneumonia. Like, it just seems like one thing after another. Now, you can hear my voice. It's kind of squeaky. It's finally coming back. I was coughing up a storm. My goodness, was I coughing up a storm. Not a CK7 storm, guys. But I was coughing up a storm and I lost my voice. And my goodness, it's still a little squeaky, as you can hear. So I might have some squeaky points in this video. But I finally want to get out my thoughts on John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan being named coach and GM of the 49ers. And I'm pretty excited about it. I wasn't sure what to think about it when it first happened, when John Lynch was hired. I was a little skeptical, like wondering where'd that name come from, but and where did he come from? But at the same time, I like fresh new faces. I like a new approach. I like a younger approach to it. Also, I like the fact that Trent Baalke is no longer here, so that makes me really happy. The fact that Trent Baalke is gone, so it's got to be more positive after that. I mean, that's what's it's got to be. But the Niners also hired a few assistant coaches, including a defensive coordinator, the guy from Jacksonville who also was in Seattle during that 2013 championship run. He's going to implement that 4-3 defense, that 4-3 attacking defense. And if you remember correctly, I've been saying it for a long time that I felt the Niners were better suited for a 4-3 now than they were for a 3-4. A lot of people say the opposite, and it's debatable. I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, it's all hearsay a little bit. I felt personally, my opinion was the 49ers are better suited to probably run a 4-3 at this point. Because it just seems like their players, they lack the big, huge tackles to have to put inside that 3-4 defense, where they have a lot of bigger guys to put on the front line, and they had a lot of smaller linebackers now that they can run on the outside and play on the inside for a 4-3. I just thought it was just a different lineup last year. The year before was a 3-4 definitely, but this year it just seems more like a 4-3. So I'm really happy about that style of defense that we're going to play now. That means we're going to get after the quarterback a lot. That means we're going to be back there, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to pass on us depending on how we play that. But I really am intrigued to see what kind of defense the 49ers are going to have this year. Now, moving on to John Lynch again, I'm excited about John Lynch. I'm excited that, to see what he wants. He's going to bring a defensive mentality as well. And Kyle Shanahan's going to bring that offensive mentality to the 49ers. And I'm really excited to see what Lynch is going to draft this year, how they're going to put it together, how they're going to work together and do it. We finally have a coach and GM that's going to actually work together on everything. Kyle Shanahan's going to have final say on the 53-man roster, which is great. The 53-man roster, sorry, my voice is, like I said, is a little crackly, so it's going to come out a little funny when I'm talking. But all in all, I'm excited about John Lynch. I'm excited about Kyle Shanahan. Despite that Super Bowl and the whole end of the Super Bowl thing where he made some bad decisions and everybody was like, oh, maybe do we want this coach? Like, come on, guys, seriously, it's one game, it's a Super Bowl, it's a high pressure moment. He called the play that he felt was good. Matt Ryan took sacks, things happened. It's football. That's what happens. You want a guy that still wants to stay aggressive. You want a guy like Kyle Shanahan coaching your team if he's going to stay aggressive like that and take the throat and take the team by the jugular. If you remember correctly, Jim Harbaugh used to play a lot of conservative games, and we lost some close games, especially that NFC Championship game against the Giants. Some other games, yeah, refs had something to do with it, but there was a lot of conservativeness to that 49er team, and it cost us some games, including the conservative game against the Saints when we ended up losing because of that Drew Brees sack. Plus, we play a lot of conservative games where we let teams back in the game and then they win, or we let teams back in the game when we barely sneak one out. Why barely sneak one out when you can blow a team out? That's my opinion, and it happened a lot under Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, we did win a lot of games, and give Jim Harbaugh his credit, but at the same time, that conservative approach didn't suit me. I love a team that attacks. So, and yes, that could backfire as well, a la the Super Bowl, what happened to them. But at the same time, They blew out a lot of teams this year as well. So I like that approach. I think he's going to bring a lot to the offense. I think he's going to bring. Now who knows what quarterback he's going to bring, or if he's going to bring he has to bring a quarterback, because we're probably going to have none on the roster. So they're probably going to sign like 3 quarterbacks. Who is going to be the quarterback? I have no clue. But I know that he's going to bring a nice offense to this team. He's going to get some wide receivers. He's going to put people in spots to succeed. He's going to definitely draw up some good plays that benefit our offense. And we're going to have a good zone running scheme now. So it's going to benefit Carlos Hyde as well, and whoever else is running back there in that backfield. Now, for players, we need a quarterback. So let's talk quarterback real quick. There's a lot of free agent talk out there. Plus, there's a lot of guys out there talk about trades. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the names. I'm not too sold on sending a first-round pick or even a second-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo. Just because of the fact that he hasn't really done anything yet, has he? I mean, he's only played a couple games. We don't know how well he's going to play. He plays in that Patriot system, so you know how that's pretty successful. So you know how he's going to play. I'm not too sold on that. I don't know if you should spend that high of a pick. But then again, I also believe in Kyle Shanahan being able to make a quarterback good. So I'm not sure. I was saying how I like Tony Romo before in the previous video. I wouldn't mind a Tony Romo because he's a veteran quarterback, and then we draft a quarterback. I'm not sure who to draft at this point. I mean, a lot of people like that Mitch Trubisky, but they're saying first round. I don't think he's worth a first round pick, especially at number 2. I mean, if we trade back maybe and get him, but then again, there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, so maybe they'll take him first. I'm not sure, but at the same time, I don't think he's worth a first round pick at number 2. So I love the fact of drafting a quarterback possibly, and then getting Tony Romo and having him groom the quarterback as he plays for a couple years. If he can withstand playing for a couple years, that's the problem right now. You don't know if Tony Romo's broken. He's like Mr. Glass, and I agree with a lot of people in the comment section that said that. I just know that when he's on point, and then when he's good, and when he's not, and when he's healthy, Tony Romo's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's good to learn from that guy, and it's good to just have him on your team, not only because if he is hurt, yeah, you can still learn from him because he can point out a lot of things to you on the sidelines, and he can help groom a young quarterback. And that's what I really like, and that's what we lacked in the last few years, is a veteran quarterback to be able to teach a younger quarterback how to play the game and how to play it right. A la Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith, why they weren't that much successful in their years at San Fran. They had nobody to teach them. They had no Steve Young. They had no Joe Montana to teach them. They had no Tom Brady to teach them like Jimmy Garoppolo has learned on the Tom Brady the last couple years. They haven't had that. Another guy that I like is A.J. Mccarron from Alabama. He's on Cincinnati at the moment. He's a pretty decent quarterback, and a lot of people are talking about him. He's worth maybe a 3rd or 4th round pick to trade for, and where you get a nice decent arm for cheap. But still, at the same time, I still like the fact that we should sign maybe a veteran quarterback to play. Now, who that veteran quarterback is, I don't know. I mean, the only one really I could think of is Tony Romo, or possibly they were talking about Matt Schaub, which I don't really like that option. And also there's Kirk Cousins, but there's no way in heck that Washington's going to let Kirk Cousins go. There's no way. They're going to franchise tag him, and he's not worth 2 first-round picks, in my opinion. No quarterback right now, unless you're Aaron Rodgers or one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, is worth 2 first-round picks. I wouldn't even give 2 first-round picks for Tom Brady at this point, even though he's saying he can play till 45. But he's almost 40, and I wouldn't do it. So I don't know. I just don't see giving up, the whole franchise of picks just for a quarterback that's old. So or a quarterback like Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's a middle. Yeah, he's been decent the last 2 years. He's been great, and yes, he knows Kyle Shanahan's offense. But really, is he the one that we're gonna give up 2 first-round picks for? I don't see it, and I know that Washington's gonna end up franchising him. There's no way they're just gonna let him walk. So. And the only other way I see is that they franchise him this year, and then they don't sign him by next year, so he's a free agent. We can sign him next year, but that's next year. We're talking this year, so I just don't see it. So As for other players, I have to get into that in a new video, because I don't want to sit here and talk for hours about all the different players we could possibly get. I do know our needs. It's at defensive tackle. We need a defensive end. Well, technically we don't, but technically we do for backups. We definitely need inside linebackers. We definitely need an outside linebacker now as well. I think Eli Harold is going to benefit now from this 4-3 defense. I think they should stick to him. I don't think they should just give up on him. I also think Tank Carradine is a guy that would benefit from the 4-3 defense, as that was his original defense to begin with, and that they drafted him trying to convert him into a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he's really a 4-3 end. So I think he's gonna benefit the most, hopefully, from this. He's still under contract. I don't think they should let him go to go to another team like Seattle or somebody else where they'll utilize his pass rushing ability when he does have pass rushing ability. So I want to see how he does in the 4-3. And if he sucks at it in practice, he ends up sucking during preseason, then fine, let him go. I'll let him go to another team. But I think they should definitely give him a shot, because I want to see what he can do in a 4-3 now that he's back to his normal weight, and he's also back to what he can do in the 4-3. He's like, what, 270 pounds again? And at that position, I believe that's the same amount that Michael Bennett is for Seattle, that plays that position along with Cliff Averill. Or Cliff Averill might be like 260 pounds. But still, I want to see what he can do at that position in the 4-3. So I'm excited about that. We definitely need a cornerback again. Or we can just go with the cornerbacks we got. I don't like Tremaine Brock. A lot of people are high on him. I still don't see it. I don't like him. I think they should go with that young kid, Rashard Robinson, see what Will Redmond can do. Maybe Keith Reeser in the slot, but Reeser has just proven not to be that good in this, at corner. But I don't know. We'll see. I just don't see. Even though Tremaine Brock was rated high by PFF, you and I know that he gave up a bunch of touchdowns. He gave up a lot of passes here and there, and I just don't. Yeah, he got a lot of pass defenses and everything, but they were throwing at him because they could throw at him. They weren't throwing at the other guys because they couldn't throw at the other guys because they had him on lock. So those stats to me are easily tarnished in my opinion. But that's me talking, and that's the way I look at things and the way I see it, because I did watch every game, and I watched Tremaine Brock also get torched a lot. So it just annoyed me to see him give up 2 touchdowns, and then people would be like, oh yeah, he got a great corner grade. How did he get a great corner grade? Why? Because they threw at him constantly, so he constantly had to bat balls down because his coverage sucks. But to me, that's just how it is. But there's a lot of positions of need in the 49ers, and I'm anxious to see in the coming weeks how they're looking, what they're looking at, and how the combine is going to shake out. And in that time, I'll go over the team needs and everything as my voice comes back finally. I'll be able to make those videos for you guys. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about John Lynch and the Kyle Shanahan hiring. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think is going to end up happening for the draft. I think it's going to be very offensive-minded draft this time. I think there's a lot of team needs on offense that have been pretty much just ignored the last few years. I think we're going to get wide receivers. I think we're finally going to get some decent offensive linemen, and also a quarterback. Let me know if you think we're going to trade for one, for a veteran quarterback, and then draft a young quarterback, which is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to keep Christian Ponder. I think Blaine Gabbert and Colin Kaepernick are as good as gone. We've seen what they can do. They can't do it. I think Christian Ponder will come cheaper, so he's a good third-string quarterback or a second-string quarterback as they teach the young guy if they draft a rookie and then trade for a veteran. I think that's going to be, to me, that's the best bet. Keep Ponder. I think he's a decent quarterback for low pay. I think that trading for or acquiring via free agency a veteran quarterback would be great, along with drafting a young quarterback to groom under that veteran quarterback. So let me know what you think about that, and let me know what you think about the hiring of the defensive coordinator running that 4-3 defense. Let me know if you think are we best suited for the 4-3, or do you still think we should have stuck to the 3-4? How do you think the 4-3 is going to work with our kind of defense? Who do you think is going to be a stud in that defense? Let me know, and that's pretty much it. Not much more else to talk about, but I just wanted to get this out there. Sorry that I'm late, like I said, but the pneumonia had me and I couldn't speak, so I apologize. So for JT Magnum and Niner News, till next time, I'm out. Peace, y'all.